Good morning, children. Day before yesterday, we had begun with lesson Indigo, and we are continuing with the same today. Lesson Indigo by Louis Fisher from our Flamingo book. We read that Louis Fisher, when met Mahatma Gandhi in 1942, Gandhi told him that when did he decide about the departure of the Britishers? It was in 1917. He said that in a National Congress Party annual convention in Lucknow, when he was sitting with the others, the representatives from the country, there were a lot of discussions, and a peasant, Rajkumar Shukla, came to him with a request that Mahatma Gandhi should move to Champaran. That time he had never heard about the place, but when he was tenacity of the sharecropper, he decided to go along with him and asked him to meet in Calcutta on a date. Shukla was already sitting on his haunches at the appointed spot, and then they began their journey. Two of them boarded a train for the city of Patna in Bihar, and then there they visited Rajendra Prasad's house, where the servants counted Mahatma Gandhi also to be another peasant and a Shudra, untouchable, as he had accompanied Rajkumar Shukla. Now let's begin our lesson again. We are on page number 47. We are reading from the last para. Gandhi decided to go first to Muzaffarpur, which was en route to Champaran, to obtain more complete information about conditions than Shukla was capable of imparting. Children, it was habit of Mahatma Gandhi to see both the sides of the coin. He wanted to know more and more about Champaran, and so he decided to go first to Muzaffarpur, that was on the route of Champaran, to get the complete information, and then he thought of visiting Champaran. He accordingly sent a telegram to Professor J.B. Kriplani of Arts College in Muzaffarpur, whom he had seen at Tagore's Shanti Niketan school. Usually, children, it happens that if we are visiting a place and we know somebody residing there, so we try to contact with that person that on such and such date we are coming or we are visiting the place. So I assume that it may be the same reason that Gandhi must have informed Professor Kriplani there, because he had met him at Tagore's Shanti Niketan school. So the train arrived at midnight, 15 April 1917. Kriplani was waiting at the station with a large body of students. Gandhi stayed there for 2 days in the home of Professor Malkani, a teacher in a government school. Gandhiji was very popular, children, in those times. When especially he was struggling for the freedom, he was supporting the freedom movement and all that. So lot of people gathered at the station to receive him. Large body of student was there along with Kriplani, and there he stayed for 2 days at Professor Malkani's house. Professor Malkani was a government school teacher. It was an extraordinary thing in those days. Mark these lines, underline these lines, children. Very, very important. Gandhi commented, for a government professor to harbor a man like me. In smaller localities, the Indians were afraid to show sympathy for the advocates of home rule. So the explanation is also given here, children. It is very, very important. This question can be asked in the board examination, that why it was an extraordinary matter to keep the people like Mahatma Gandhi in the house in those days. Children, Mahatma Gandhi, as I said, was supporting the freedom movement, and therefore people were afraid to keep him in their house, especially when they were on some government duty. So he was a government school teacher, and he knew that it might be possible that for keeping Mahatma Gandhi he might lose his job. So it was daring thing to keep people like Mahatma Gandhi who advocated or supported the home rule movement. The news of Gandhi's advent means arrival, children, and of the nature of his mission spread quickly through Muzaffarpur and to Champaran. Everywhere the news spread of Mahatma Gandhi's arrival and the reason also of his arrival. Sharecroppers from Champaran began arriving on foot and by conveyance to see their champion because they knew that Mahatma Gandhi would support them. They would be helped by Mahatma Gandhi to get their rights, to receive the rights, and therefore they went to meet him. Whatever conveyance they could get, howsoever they could come, they reached there. Muzaffarpur lawyers called on Gandhi to brief him. Brief him means introduce themselves. So all of them came to brief him to introduce themselves. They frequently represented peasant groups in court. This was the information that was given by the lawyers to Mahatma Gandhi. Remember, children, Mahatma Gandhi himself was a lawyer. They told him about their cases and reported the size of their fee. So they told about the fees also, about the cases also that they were fighting. Gandhi chided the lawyers for collecting big fee from the sharecroppers. Chided means scolded. So lawyers were scolded by Mahatma Gandhi because the lawyers were collecting huge fee from the sharecroppers. He said, I have come to the conclusion that we should stop going to the law courts. Taking such cases to the courts does little good. Where the peasants are so crushed and fear stricken, law courts are useless. The real relief for them is to be free from fear. Very, very important, children. So Gandhi was very upset regarding the fees that was charged from the sharecroppers by the lawyers, and he also said that law courts were useless because the sharecroppers were not getting the cases that the sharecroppers were not getting whatever results they wanted from the law courts, because law, the courts, and the government, everything was of Britishers. So they were not getting justice there. Justice was denied to them. So the peasants were exploited. They were made to afraid. They were fear stricken because of the law courts. They could not say their words in the law courts because the government was of Britishers. So here he says that they were doubly exploited. The peasants were doubly exploited. First reason is that they had to pay lot of fees to the lawyers, and the other is that they did not get the justice also. So Gandhi believed that the real relief for them, if somebody can do something for the peasants, it should be make them free from fear. They should be made completely fearless so that they can speak their own word, and when they would speak their own word, they will not have to take the help of the lawyers, and ultimately they will be able to get the justice also with their confidence and with their fearlessness.